morning. This is Delaney, registered dietitian, and today I have a dietetic intern with me. This is Haley from SDSU, and we're going to work together today to make a healthy lunch. We're starting with a vegetable soup, and I'll show you how to put that together, and then Haley's going to show you an avocado chicken salad wrap. So with that, we'll get started. And I went ahead and pre-prepped some of in here. I sauteed some onions and sweet peppers, and I decided to choose colored peppers just to make it a little prettier soup, so it'll look nice when you're nice and appetizing as you're thinking about eating it. I sauteed those together in some olive oil, and the olive oil, I like to buy the virgin olive oil, and I usually just get a small bottle because it's kind of spendy. And this one is going to give you the omega-3s for your heart, to keep your heart healthy. I also added some oregano Italian seasoning, and it's got oregano in it. That's one of the main herbs in here. So that's 2 tablespoons it calls for. I like to saute that along in with the vegetables. It just helps it to pop a little more so you get more flavor. So the next thing that it calls for is we've got some vegetable base. So there are 4 cups of water here. Add that to my pan. So the vegetable base that I like to buy is the Better Than Bouillon. And it's nice because it just dissolves easier and it has a really nice flavor to it. And I think it has a little less sodium than some of those little powdered mixes that you can get. Mix that together. Also calls for chopped carrots and sweet potatoes, and I've got those diced up in here, so we'll add that. The original recipe, we modified it a little bit to make it a little more diabetic friendly, so it called for regular white potatoes, but we decided to go ahead and substitute those sweet potatoes. It's going to have a little bit less starch, and so it won't give you a blood sugar spike. Also has more fiber in those sweet potatoes. So actually for diabetics, when you're comparing a white potato to a sweet potato, you can have twice as much for a carb choice. Also calls for some diced tomatoes. I have those measured out here. I'll let you peek at that. So now we're getting everything in here. And the very last thing that it calls for are some frozen mixed vegetables. And so you can just go ahead and get the store brand. The quality is exactly the same as some of your more expensive ones, and it works just fine for soup. These you can add according to how your family likes them. And so if you want to have a thicker soup, you could add more. It calls for 4 cups of the frozen vegetables. And we also decided today to add some black beans just because since this is a very vegetarian soup, we want to add some good protein. So this could actually be a meal in itself. So with that, I'll get this going on the stove, and this can come to a boil and simmer about 20 to 30 minutes, and it's ready to serve. The nice thing about this, if you want to make it up ahead, you can have it sitting in your refrigerator for 3 to 5 days and then cook it for a meal, or you can also pre-prep it and freeze it. You can freeze it either before cooking or after cooking, and it'll keep in the freezer for a good 6 months. So that's a handy tip if you're a busy family and don't have a lot of time for cooking. This is something that can be done ahead of time. With that, I'll let Haley come in and show you about the avocado chicken salad wrap.
All right, let me get my ingredients here. Okay, so today I'm making an avocado chicken salad wrap. So I'm starting off with some avocado. I'm gonna quick show you how to cut an avocado. You can cut it in many different ways and be kind of creative with it. How to tell with a one that's ready to be eaten. You kind of want to look for one darker in color, and if it has a little bit of squish to it when you press down in it. So I'm just gonna cut it down on the side here, so you can see. I'm just gonna run my knife along the core. You can kind of feel it when you start to cut it. All right, I'm gonna open it up here. So how to take the pit out? I do it either two ways. You can either squeeze it and it'll fall out, or you can kind of press your knife into the core like this and just turn it, and then it will come right out. So I'm just going to cut mine with a spoon because I'm going to mash it up with everything. So I'm just going to run it along the side here. But if you wanted to be creative with it, there's many different ways you can cut it. You can kind of cut it in slices here if you want to have it on a sandwich or just to make it look pretty. But today I'm going to mash it up, so it doesn't really matter. Avocados are really good healthy fats, so it's a good substitute if you like mayonnaise, or if you like any sort of dressing. Avocado has that healthier fat that is good to add to things for flavor. So I'm just gonna kind of mash it up in here before I add the Greek yogurt. Okay, next I'm gonna add Greek yogurt, and the brand I'm using is Chobani. The reason why we chose this is just plain, it's not flavored or anything, but the reason why we chose this is because there's a little bit more protein in it and less fat. So I'm just gonna add about half of this container. That's all good. Okay, the next ingredient I'm gonna add is some celery. This is just a good vegetable. It's got some good fiber in it, just some added flavor. A great thing about chicken salad is that you can kind of add whatever you want to it and just kind of make it your own. So then it calls for about 1 1/2 cup of walnuts. You can use any nut that you like, but we're choosing walnuts because it's a really good source of omega-3 fatty acids, and it's just another one of those healthy fats. And then next we're going to add some chopped grapes. It's about 3 cups of these. So you're getting like fruits and vegetables and protein all in one wrap, which is kind of nice. That's kind of why I like chicken salad. And then next, should have got a bigger bowl here. We're going to add, yeah. Next, we're going to add all of this to the chicken. And then along with some spices. So we boil the chicken, and then we just kind of cut it up into small dices or cubes. You can use grilled chicken if you have it on hand, just whatever that's ready available. Go ahead and use it. I would choose one that probably isn't breaded, because that breading is going to add some extra fat that isn't necessary and a little more sodium. And then I'm going to add a few seasonings. This is optional if you want. I just chose to do a little bit of garlic, onion, salt, and pepper. Just going to mix everything up. Okay. Right there. I'll kind of show you the finished product or the finished results of the wrap. Oh yeah. So I'm gonna put them in a sun-dried tomato basil wrap. You can use a whole wheat wrap. You can use a spinach-based wrap. We chose this one because it has a little more fiber in it, and it does have some dried vegetables in it, like tomatoes. So those are really good antioxidants. You can put whatever you want in your wrap as well. We're gonna put some spinach in here because it just has a little bit more fiber and a good way to add veggies to your meal. It's also a good source of iron and vitamin A. So here's what the finished product is. You can kind of see. All right.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.
Bye.